No, last night. Oh, yeah, this thing is trying to identify my keyboard. I'm trying to escape. Get out of here. What is... Oh, okay. This is weird. Identifying my keyboard, but my keyboard is working. That's that. Boy, I tell you, if there ain't one thing... I ain't never seen this little message come up, but I think I haven't even... Hold on. Let me just see. See if it's working. Right now... Divine blessings. Okay, let's do this. Y'all see. Technical difficulties. Okay, my keyboard is working, but I don't know what this message is. All right, everybody. We're into who. Wait for YouTube to come up. Hold on. Just give me a second, y'all. Okay. I don't know what it came up. Alright. Got this going live. Okay. We're good. Okay. They should be live in like 1 minute. Okay. Boom. Alright, we got it going. That's why I gotta be up here a few minutes early to work out these little technical difficulties. I'm supposed to have been doing that, but clearly we see. Okay, y'all. Alright, y'all. Okay, 192. Some days I just want to sleep a little later, you know? Hold on. Alright, beautiful people. It is Monday, June the 28th, 2021, day 192 of year 3 of reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets. Another 3-year consecutive day count, day 861. Today, y'all, we're reading Isaiah 22, 23, and 24. Then we're going to pick up where we left off at yesterday on Fossilized Customs on page 189. So let's go ahead and do the Shema real quick. Alright. Jamal, you about to, you know you know how to be waiting a few minutes, right? So you know you're going to have to wait a few minutes, right? Alright, hear, therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with you, and that you may increase mightily, as YAHUAH, the Elohim of our fathers, has promised us, in the land that flows with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, YAHUAH, our mighty one, he is one. And you shall love YAHUAH, your Elohim, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you this day shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children. And you shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them upon the posts of your house and on your gates. And Yahuwah commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yahuwah, our mighty one, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive, as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do these commandments before Yahuwah, our mighty one, as he has commanded us. Oh, y'all. I can't just yet. I want to share something with y'all. It's just a whole nother level of understanding. But it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing. But you really still have to be super grounded so you can understand and see, because I think using scripture is a really good example and proof. It's like we can test it and prove it to be true. Like, especially if you've already been in a habit of fasting and subduing your body and just different things. And guys, I don't know just when yet, but we're definitely gonna go there. So let me pull this up. I still don't know what's wrong with my split screen thing here. Trying to figure it out yesterday. I guess I could have Googled. That's the only thing I didn't do. I was trying to figure it out myself. I should have just Googled to see how do I fix that, but I get it fixed today. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and read. Start with Isaiah chapter 22. Hold on real quick. Okay. All right, y'all. Isaiah 22. A message about Jerusalem. This message came to me concerning Jerusalem, the valley of vision. What is happening? Why is everyone running to the rooftops? The whole city is in a terrible uproar. What do I see in this reveling city? Bodies are lying everywhere, killed not in battle, but by famine and disease. All your leaders have fled. They surrendered without resistance. The people tried to slip away, but they were captured too. That's why I said, leave me alone to weep. Do not try to comfort me. Let me cry for my people as I watch them being destroyed. Oh, what a day of crushing defeat. Yes, what a day. Help you with what? Okay, here you go. It's open for you. Oh, what a day of crushing defeat. What a day of confusion and terror, brought by Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies, upon the valley of vision. The walls of Jerusalem have been broken, and cries of death echo from the mountainsides. Elamites are the archers, and their chariots and charioteers. The men of Ker hold up the shields. Chariots fill your beautiful valleys, and charioteers storm your gates. Judah's defenses have been stripped away. You run to the armory for your weapons. You inspect the bricks in the walls of Jerusalem. You store up water in the lower pool. You survey the houses and tear some down for the stone to strengthen the walls. Between the city walls, you build a reservoir for water from the old pool, but you never asked for help from the one who did all this. You never considered the one who planned this long ago. At that time, Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies, called you to weep and mourn. He told you to shave your heads in sorrow for your sins and to wear clothes of burlap to show your remorse. But instead, you dance and play. You slaughter cattle and kill sheep. You feast on meat and drink wine. You say, let us feast and drink, for tomorrow we die. Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies, has revealed this to me. Till the day you die, you will never be forgiven for this sin. That is the judgment of Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies. A message for Shibna. This is what Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies, said to me. Confront Shibna, the palace administrator, and give him this message. Who do you think you are, and what are you doing here, building a beautiful tomb for yourself, a monument high up in the rock? For Yahuwah is about to hurl you away, mighty man. He is going to grab you crumple you into a ball and toss you away into a distant, barren land. There you will die, and your glorious chariots will be broken and useless. You are a disgrace to your master. Yes, I will drive you out of office, says Yahuwah. I will pull you down from your high position, and then I will call my servant Eliakim, son of Hilkiah, to replace you. I will dress him in your royal robes and give him your title and your authority, and he will be a father to the people of Jerusalem and Judah. I will give him the key to the house of David, the highest position in the royal court. When he opens doors, no one will be able to close them. When he closes doors, no one will be able to open them. He will bring honor to his family name, for I will drive him firmly in place like a nail in the wall. They will give him great responsibility, and he will bring honor even to the lowliest members of his family. But Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies, also says, the time will come when I will pull out the nail that seems so firm. It will come out and fall to the ground. Everything it supports will fall with it. I, Yahuwah, have spoken. All right, y'all. Next chapter. Isaiah chapter 23. A message about Tyre. A message about Tyre. This message came to me concerning Tyre. Wail, you trading ships of Tarshish, for the harbor and houses of Tyre are gone. The rumors you heard in Cyprus are all true. Mourn in silence, you people of the coast, and you merchants of Sidon. Your traders crossed the sea, sailing over deep waters. They brought you grain from Egypt and harvest from along the Nile. You were the marketplace of the world, but now you are put to shame, city of Sidon. For Tyre, the fortress of the sea, says, now I am childless. I have no sons or daughters. When Egypt hears the news about Tyre, there will be great sorrow. Send word now to Tarshish. Will you people who live in distant lands, is this silent ruin all that is left of your once joyous city? What a long history was yours. Think of all the colonists you sent to distant places. Who has brought this disaster on Tyre, the great creator of kingdoms? Her traders all were princes. Her merchants were nobles. Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies, has done it to destroy your pride and bring low all earth's nobility. Come, people of Tarshish, sweep over the land like the flooding Nile, for Tyre is defenseless. Yahuwah held out his hand over the sea and shook the kingdoms of the earth. He has spoken out against Phoenicia, ordering that her fortresses be destroyed. He says, never again will you rejoice, O daughter of Sidon, for you have been crushed. Even if you flee to Cyprus, you will find no rest. Look at the land of Babylonia. The people of that land are gone. The Assyrians have handed Babylon over to the wild animals of the desert. They have built siege ramps against its walls, torn down its palaces, and turned it into a heap of rubble. Wail, you ships of Tarshish, for your harbor is destroyed. For 70 years, the length of a king's life, Tyre will be forgotten. But then the city will come back to life, as in the song about the prostitute. Take a harp and walk the streets, you forgotten harlot. Make sweet melody and sing your songs, so you will be remembered again. Yes, after 70 years, Yahuwah will revive Tyre, but she will be no different than she was before. She will again be a prostitute to all kingdoms around the world. But in the end, her profits will be given to Yahuwah. Her wealth will not be hoarded, but will provide good food and fine clothing for Yahuwah's priests. Last chapter for today, y'all.
It's horse for holy.
It's what?
Horse for holy.
Wait, you said it's a what? I thought that's what you said. Wait, you said there's, oh, hold on. You said there's a whore for a holy man? Is the way, is that what you said? Let's just clarify that verse.
Yes.
Because that in itself, those words cannot go together. Is there a whore for holy men?
That's what it sounds like.
Yep, that's not what I said. You're hoarding. Like, you got to show hoarders. You're hoarding up a bunch of crap. No. Your hoarding will be for the holy men. All the things that they hoard and they save up for themselves, they're not going to get to keep it. It's going to be given to Yahuwah's servants. Right?
Yeah, my mom's
Good morning, son. Isaiah chapter 44. Look, Yahuwah is about to destroy the earth and make it a vast wasteland. He devastates the surface of the earth and scatters the people, priests and lay people, servants and masters, maids and mistresses, buyers and sellers, lenders and borrowers, bankers and debtors. None will be spared. The earth will be completely emptied and looted. Yahuwah has spoken. The earth mourns and dries up, and the land wastes away and withers. Even the greatest people on earth waste away. The earth suffers for the sins of its people, for they have twisted Yahuwah's instructions, violated his laws, and broken his everlasting covenant. Therefore a curse consumes the earth. Its people must pay the price for their sin. They are destroyed by fire, and only a few are left alive. The grapevines waste away, and there is no new wine. All the merrymakers sigh and mourn. The cheerful sound of tambourines is stilled. The happy cries of celebration are heard no more. The melodious chords of the harp are silent. Gone are the joys of wine and song. Alcoholic drink turns bitter in the mouth. The city writhes in chaos. Every home is locked to keep out intruders. Mobs gather in the streets, crying out for wine. Joy has turned to gloom. Gladness has been banished from the land. The city is left in ruins, its gates battered down. Throughout the earth, the story is the same. Only a remnant is left, like the stray olives left on a tree, or a few grapes left on a vine after the harvest. But all who are left shout and sing for joy. Those in the west praise Yahuwah's majesty. In eastern lands, give glory to Yahuwah. In the lands beyond the sea, praise the name of Yahuwah, the God of Israel. We hear songs of praise from the ends of the earth, songs that give glory to the righteous one. But my heart is heavy with grief. Weep for me, for I wither away. Deceit still prevails, and treachery is everywhere. Terror and traps and snares will be your lot, you people of the earth.
It sounds like when you compare to Africa and the other nations and what they have to do.
Technically, that's the story that's being told.
The land is located in where is that located from us? It's towards the east.
Well, everything is all chopped and screwed, flipped all around, turned upside down. West is east, east is west, north is south, south is north. True north is down. Dad put them in there last night. Yeah, so everything I like. You gotta kind of study to see everything how it really is.
Ain't they gonna attack us? Ain't they gonna try to attack us? So that means they do some type of investment, and they get mad or something. They chilling, they don't be suffering doing something.
That's what it says, right? Trina, I know, right? She said that was funny. It's not. There is never a dull moment in my house. And you add grandbabies on top of that.
The best part being a grandma.
Terror and traps and snares will be your lot, you people of the earth. Those who flee in terror will fall into a trap, and those who escape the trap will be caught in a snare. Destruction falls like rain from the heavens. The foundations of the earth shake. The earth has broken up. It has utterly collapsed. It is violently shaken. The earth staggers like a drunk. It trembles like a tent in a storm. It falls and will not rise again, for the guilt of its rebellion is very heavy. In that day, Yahuwah will punish the gods in the heavens and the proud rulers of the nations of the earth. They will be rounded up and put in prison. They will be shut up in prison and will finally be punished. Then the glory of the moon will wane and the brightness of the sun will fade. For Yahuwah, the God of heaven's armies, will rule on Mount Zion. He will rule in great glory in Jerusalem in the sight of all the leaders of his people. All right, beautiful people. So that was Isaiah 22, 23, and 24. How about you go watch some 2 videos that I sent to you, right? What? Yeah, go watch them. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and pull up Fossilized Customs, y'all. Okay. So we stopped on page 189. You go watch it. You gotta watch it a couple times. You don't have to let it sink deep down in your shana, right? It's something you can test and prove yourself, right? But just keep it to yourself while you're walking through it and testing it, right? Everybody is not ready for that information yet. All right, y'all. So we pause on the Gematria Codes and Kabbalah on page 189.
I found the part that we can influence atoms, which nobody understands the magnitude of.
Yeah, if you study, you would.
Like, do people know what atoms are? Like, do you honestly know what an atom is? An atom is literally everything on this earth. Everything is made out of it.
And I know you will give us a whole complete scientific explanation in the biology lesson today. Yes, you will, son. We'll talk about that in a few. Page 189. Gematria, Codes, Kabbalah. Gematria, numerology, codes, Kabbalah, and other forms of Gnosticism are an approach of men to find Yahuwah and seek out how he performs his wonders. Divination, necromancy, scrying, and the search for hidden knowledge is like eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil all over again. It's funny they would say this, scrying. My sister Alicia sent me a little snippet picture about scrying screens. I know I've talked about scrying screens before up here. It's probably been a while. But like your cell phones are scrying screens. Not can only you watch it, but it can watch you, right? And that meaning people can watch, like everybody's being watched. You got the way they've been pushing, getting TVs everywhere when they did the updates to all the current model screens that we have now. Even like when you have cable, at least I know with Verizon, if you don't turn off your box at night or your TV, it's going to stay on and it's going to do this little screensaver, right? It does this little screensaver. It used to bounce around, but now it's a screensaver with pictures of upcoming movies and TV series and stuff, and almost kind of like a nightlight, right? And we're guilty of it a lot of times, just kind of cutting it off, but not cutting the TV off all the way to where the box will stay on continually, where it can continually watch in your house, right? I know y'all had y'all phone snap pictures of y'all and stuff, right? It happens, y'all. It really does. That's not a whole conspiracy theory. It really is true, right? Okay. So I remember, without giving out too much information, I've learned some stuff when I was in the military, right? So secret things that they don't normally tell to the masses, but this stuff, it's really not a secret today, you know. But yeah, even when some people like go in the bathroom and sit on their toilets with their cell phones, like you might as well say you're taking the whole world in there with you. You really are, and because they really are, you can be watched through your phones and spied on, listen to everything, y'all. So that's what a scrying screen is. All right.
Good luck with people that actually got the vaccine and they built all these 5G towers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, dudes and what is it? They can record.
Pause that. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, okay. Divination, necromancy, scrying, and the search for hidden knowledge is like eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil all over again. If we meditate on Torah, we quickly see its goal is love, not knowledge. Doctrines of demons lure entice and seduce us with the goal of trapping us, making us believe we're growing closer to Yahuwah. When Yahuwah, hold on, yeah, where my pen? This one right here. Okay, so we're gonna cross this out. And this one right here. Okay, with Yahuwah's mind, with the mind of Yahuwah's spirit in us, we can discern teachings and behavior to be of him, or witchcraft and the manipulation of forces. All right, next section is beware of the doctrines of demons. Love you.
Gotcha.
Following the pagan calendar's prescribed events, people are unknowingly worshiping demons. 1 Timothy reveals what we're seeing today. The Spirit clearly says that in latter times, some will abandon the faith and follow deceiving spirits and things taught by demons. 1 Timothy 4:1. In this section, Paul explains men will forbid marriage as was done by Catholicism. What has been approved by the word at Leviticus 11 is given for food. Yet this text is twisted to justify eating kangaroo, squirrel, horse, lobster, shrimp, crab, oysters, clams, swine, rabbit, etc. is now clean, but this is not what Paul was saying. What is unclean remains unclean and is not food in the first place, right? All scripture is Elohim breathed or Yah breathed, and it is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness, so that the man of Yahuwah may be thoroughly equipped for every good work. 2 Timothy 3:16 and 17. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like a man who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But the man who looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom from sin and continues to do this, not forgetting what he has heard, but doing it, he will be blessed in what he does. That's found in James chapter 1, verses 22 through 25. Okay, so you have two pictures right here. One that says, opposing the matrix, don't stress, think outside the box. Don't burn me, bro. You know that I can get you burnt, right? Okay, so I'll show you them two pictures that it's showing. Make sure you can see it clearly. You might, I don't know, with the light. The picture on Facebook looks a little darker than what the picture on YouTube looks like. Okay, so make sure it's anything. Okay. Make sure it's in the screen. Okay. When Galileo had refined his optics to the extent that he could see spots on the sun, orbiting moons circling the fifth planet, and had irrefutable proof of the Copernican theory or the sun-centered system, the RCC, remember RCC is Roman Catholic Church, the RCC rewarded his efforts by arresting him. The Inquisitor Cardinal Bellarmine, who arrested Galileo, has a university named after him in Louisville, Kentucky, USA. They almost burned Galileo at the stake, but he agreed to recant and died under permanent house arrest. In CE 1989, they reinstated Galileo back into the Roman Mother Church. The search for truth is often met with violent opposition, and the Inquisition used violence to stamp out truth. They were not interested in truth. Otherwise, they would have pursued it and used it to prove whatever it was they were promoting. Inquisitor Bellarmine might not have granted this book a nil obstat imprimatur either. I think that's a book. It says nihil, Nihil, obstat, obstat, and it has a / imprimatur either. Okay. Inquisitor Bellarmine might not have granted this book that's not a book. I guess this is maybe like a stamp of approval or something. Okay, I was reading wrong. Inquisitor Bellarmine might not have granted this book a nihil obstat imprimatur either. Okay, so I guess that would be like a sign of approval. I'd be killed, and so would anyone else who had ever been in contact with this book. We have become numb and comfortable with paganism around us, but unaware of it or its consequences. The familiar Jesuit Illuminati image, the all-seeing eye of Nimrod, is on our U.S. dollar bill. The same shining eye in the sky held the people of Egypt in its spell as Horus. Because of Nimrod's idolatry, his uncle Shem killed him. Some have hypothesized that Melchizedek was Shem. Nimrod's wife, mother, Semiramis, was perhaps the first noteworthy woman to be possessed by the adversary. She defied her dead husband, Nimrod, and led the Babylonians to worship him as Baal, the sun. She became the earth mother and was also known as the goddess of the dawn. Towers or turrets were a part of her crown all through the ages, based on the Babylonian ziggurat, the Tower of Babel. Diana, also Artemis and Asherah of Ephesus, had a tower headpiece. The Statue of Liberty has both a tower headpiece and rays. The more one studies history and paganism, it becomes increasingly apparent that Satan has concealed himself as female just as often as male. The rise in popularity of the mother goddess is another masquerade by which Ha-Satan, or Satan, diverts worship toward himself, a sexless fallen cherub going by many names.
Mom,
Yes.
why is the lights doing now?
Because y'all let it in when you open the door. The power behind powerful men all through history has been this nameless being we refer to as Ha-Satan, or Lucifer, the light bringer. All popular customs over the earth point back to ancient Babylon and its founder, Nimrod, the builder of towers. Masons celebrate Nimrod as their founder. Shem, the preserver of the Torah, pointed the way for the children of light. Nimrod, the tyrant who rebelled against Yahuwah, has established a pattern of folly and leads the world to continue the production of ignorant children of darkness. The sign of this Nimrod, sun god, is Sunday, and this action is set against the recognition of the true Creator who set apart the seventh day to commemorate his work, not Sunday. The position or office of the deceiver of men has moved across the earth over time. It began in Babylon, eventually found the throne.
Where's the cookies?
Y'all ate them all. It began in Babylon, eventually found the throne of the king of Tyre, Ezekiel 28:12-16, Pergamum, Revelation 2 and 3, Rome, Germany, and now resides in Washington, mainly, although he can move about quite quickly around the entire earth. He has used the emblem of the eagle as one image, but the obelisk pillar is the most consistently used. His reign is not only over secular government, but all religious government as well. The spiritual and secular authority over all mankind is the meaning of the two fingers lifted by the Pope. The papacy has been one of the most deadly instruments. The anti-Mashiach is who stands in place of the faithful, true, and anointed one, and the title Vicar of Christ. What are you doing, Tildy? Don't do that. Okay, let her do a backflip there. Nikki, Great Rising, Josiah, Shalom. The anti-Mashiach is the one who stands in place of the faithful and true anointed one, and the title Vicar of Christ bestowed on the Pope has the meaning in place of Mashiach. Daniel 11:37 describes this office, which will endure until the time of the end. And this man of celibacy will show no regard for the Elohim of his fathers or for the desire of women. And we've seen these pictures before. It's showing more pictures, and it says uncovering the nakedness. The balls represents the testicles. The tinsel on the Christmas tree represents the semen, and the ribbon represents the hymen. So I'm about to show you these pictures. It's the pillar of jealousy, the Asherah pole, which also in our day is the Christmas tree, and you see the witch's hat, like the pointy witch's hat. Then you have the phallus symbols or the obelisk symbols on the top of church buildings with the cross right on top of it. And it has the maypoles with the wreaths, right? Okay, so show that again. Those that got the book can see it closely. Alright, so this is a pillar of jealousy, the Asherah, oblique symbols on top of the church, and this is the maypole. Remember, ring around the rosy.
Mom.
Got children practicing,
Mom.
discussing fertility rituals in
I
school.
still see it.
You still see it? Okay. Shalom, Mom. Okay,
Mom.
yes.
He's facing it.
Yes. The erect pole, hat, tree, or spire are hidden symbols of male fertility. The phallus and the accompanying vagina, the wreath, are detestable. Looking at the towers and turrets around the earth, it is apparent they are of some ancient significance. Could it be that the Elohim of fortresses referred to in Daniel 11 verses 38 through 39 is Nimrod, and these fortresses are steeples, towers, turrets, and high places which our Father Yahuwah calls pillars of jealousy? Is Nimrod truly the great architect the Masons worship in their Masonic temples? Behind Nimrod is Ha-Satan, who is also Semiramis, Tammuz, Asarte, Asherah, Ashtoreth, Gaia, Molech, Baal, Venus, Woden, Aphrodite, Cupid, Pluto, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Orion, Venus, Zeus, Apollo, and Beelzebub. The names he, she goes by are without end. His, her image is on our currency, so no man may buy or sell without his image, seal, and value given in his name. That brings a whole new meaning. Without, he would not be able to buy or sell without the image of the beast. Like, we literally have to show that when we go purchase something. Like, it's impossible. I mean, unless you got credit now and everything is turning digital, right? But that gives a whole nother meaning, something to think about, right? His/her image is on our currency, so no man may buy or sell without his image, seal, and value given in his name. Greetings, Uncle Nathaniel. In God we trust is not exactly specific. The God of this world exacts worship, honor, and obedience, and he is opposed to the covenant and hates those who live by it. The United Nations banner displays the whole earth encircled by the ancient wreath crown of Kaiser. The General Assembly is eventually to be the legislative branch of the New World Order. The Security Council will act as the judicial branch. NATO will be the executive branch. This beast's false prophecy will be the papacy, who will use smooth words to convince the world to follow the leader of NATO, which will be a great peacemaker, but also the end-time anti-Mashiach. He will anoint himself the leader and sovereign ruler of the earth. From this position, he will move against those who do not conform to his proclaimed moons and false holy days. This is why we must be as wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. The UN peacekeepers are already fighting under the banner of the UN and will ultimately move against the wife of Yahuwah, which is Zion. Israel has a different calendar than Babel. She is the bearer of the covenant, marriage vows, or commandments, meaning Israel is the bearer of the covenant of Yahuwah, right? We carry his covenant within us. She is the bearer of the covenant, or the marriage vows, commandments, and is the wife of the maker of the universe. The two witnesses will prophesy the end-time message of repentance to the whole earth, and soon after that, planet-wide destruction will threaten all life on the earth. They will proclaim his name and his word and the warning at Malachi 4, verses 1 through 6. Nationalism began in ancient Babylon. The people sought to make a name for themselves so others would fear them. Control mechanisms began, national laws were instituted, and land was placed under dominion and ownership of powerful rulers. The nations themselves became more than just their populations. They took on a life of their own. While individual men would live and die, the nation would go on. The governments sought worship and total compliance from the people. Men who were the most corrupt, driven by greed, power, and lust, were the ones who rose to the top. They are all struggling and fighting their way to the top of a pyramid of power established by Nimrod back in Babylon. Babel remains the head of the kingdoms of men. Men's kingdoms are all ruled by Satan, who was once the anointed cherub who covers, Ezekiel 28:14, shining one, son of the dawn, Isaiah 14:12, Helen ben Shakar. Okay, so that's a little bit off, but I get what he's saying. Yahuwah said he rules in the kingdom of men, but I get the theory and what they're saying, because mostly everybody is led and running amok here, right? Doing everything opposite of what they should be doing to live a peaceable life here on the earth, right? So that's why I in that regard, then I guess you can say, right, that Satan is ruling the earth, right? But it's Yahuwah who rules in the kingdom of men, right? And right here in Isaiah chapter 14, this wasn't actually talking about Lucifer. We actually read this a couple days ago, right? And we identified in Isaiah chapter 14 who this was talking about. This was talking about the king of Babylon and human man. And if you read the whole chapter in context, you will actually be able to verify that, right? All right. So mankind's horrific history is not all his doing, but rather his choices. Mankind has been led by a powerful entity that is filled with intense hatred. Fallen from the highest place of all, our nameless adversary once enjoyed being in the presence of the throne of Yahuwah. He was the most beautiful and powerful creature above all the watchers and was loved dearly by Yahuwah. When pride swelled inside of him, it corrupted his judgment, and he sought equality with Yahuwah. This grew into a murderous rage, and there was war between the sons of Yahuwah who followed him and those who did not. This cherub set up a system of control on this planet, and each person born here unwittingly comes under his sovereignty. Throughout time, a few of us have been chosen and trained by the Spirit of truth, which is Yahuwah, to leave a witness to the facts preserved in the writings of the prophets. We do not enter the pages of history except in the instances that we become a threat or discover and expunge. Of the increase of Yahuwah's government, there will be no end. This is not to say it will grow larger and larger visibly on earth, but that there will always be a people awakened as others die. Thus it still grows larger. As the time of the Gentiles grows shorter, so does the time for the falling cherub. All right, so the next section is called The Spirit Was Moving on the Face of the Waters. All right, y'all. I'm just going to read this. The Spirit of Yahuwah. The Spirit is Yahuwah. Yahuwah is spirit and cannot be seen. He put his spirit on Moshe, Yahu, Aliyahu, which is Elijah, and Al-Yasha, Elisha, which is Elisha, and Dawid, which is David. And David pleaded, do not take your Ruach HaKodesh from me, or meaning do not take your spirit, do not take your set-apart spirit away from me. Some perceive this spirit as the personality of Yahuwah. Others claim it is his power. Being spirit, what does Yahuwah want? He wants to look out through our eyes, completely possessing us. This involves a union that is analogous to a marriage. This is the purpose of all creation, that Yahuwah may be all in all, and the body of Yahuwah is the preeminent focus of all creation, with Yahuwah as the head. The Spirit of Yahuwah made covenants with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the descendants of the 12 tribes, families of Israel at Sinai, the marriage of Yahuwah to his bride, Israel. Yahuwah is one. He is not schizophrenic nor multiple personalities. He becomes the fulfillment of our needs and takes on specific roles. As you can imagine, as you can be a managing boss to employees, a husband to a wife, a father to your children, a friend to a neighbor, a brother to your brothers, yet remain one person, right? Okay. Yahuwah can manifest, show himself in diverse ways. Moshe certainly didn't think he was a bush. The Shekinah Kabod was Yahuwah and goes wherever his name is honored. His eyes search back and forth across the earth to find any who can understand. The plural, Elohim, refers to his immensity. Yahuwah is the Al or the El. Some people say El, but remember, there's no E in the Hebrew, so it's actually Al, A-L, not L-E-L. Yahuwah is the Al who swore oaths to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The oaths are plural, not Yahuwah. In certain cases, the plurality of a Hebrew word refers to the size or strength of the pronoun or noun, as behemoth can be more than one beast, or refers to only one beast of great size. The titles Yahuwah Rapha, Yahuwah Yireh, Yahuwah Nisi, etc. are roles. They are not different names. Yahuwah said, Ahaya Asher Ahaya, meaning I will be who I will be. As our deliverer, he is Yahusha, meaning Yahuwah, I am your deliverer. It's not giving you a second person. It is still the same person. Yahusha is just a different title for Yahuwah, just like Yahuwah Shema, Yahuwah Rapha, Yahuwah Nisi, like it was just explaining, right? Good morning, Jeff. I froze on YouTube. Shayla, okay. She said, never mind. Is it still frozen? I see the time moving. She said, never mind. So maybe it's not. Nobody else said anything. Okay. Churchianity has come to accept the name Jesus Christ as if Christ were a last name. The Hebrew original was not Christ, but Mashiach. Mashiach is a title meaning he is our anointed ruler. In Hebrew, it would be Yahusha HaMashiach. In this role, Yahuwah is our deliverer, not a whole second person that people are worshiping outside of the creator of heaven and earth itself, but it is the creator of heaven and earth itself that possesses the title Yahusha, which in Hebrew, Yahusha means Yahuwah, I am your deliverer, right? He's saying, hey, I am your deliverer, right? So it's not another person. He said, hey, I am your deliverer, right? Okay, y'all got that. Yahusha means Yahuwah, I am your deliverer. The renewed covenant, not some rim writings, is the culmination of Yahuwah's object to redeem his chosen bride, the remnant. The renewed covenant is Yahuwah writing his Torah on our hearts, minds, and circumcising our hearts with his commandments. This is referred to at Hebrews chapter 8, verses 8 through 12, Jeremiah 31, 31 through 34, and Ezekiel 36, 26 through 27. You will note that this covenant is to be with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. These are the two houses of the northern and the southern kingdoms. The 10 tribes of the house of Israel were scattered by the Assyrians into the nations about 722 BCE. Yahuwah, hold on. This is a little bit of leather. I'll read this though. Okay. It says Yahushua's mission both 2,000 years ago and now is to regather the lost sheep of the tribes of Israel. Yeah, that as I begin to read this, I'm gonna keep reading. He is restoring us to his covenant through his Nazarene. Many who, though they were Goyim and following Nimrod's fossilized customs, are returning to their husband and turning their backs on tradition. They are obeying him from their hearts. We Nazarene announce the same message of the kingdom. Repent, for the reign of Yahuwah draws near. For the reign of Yahuwah draws near. Repenting means to return or turn around. Yahushua came to restore the Torah to its fullness so that truth and justice could be restored. He told us not to even think that he had come to destroy the Torah. This verifies that the apostasy or the falling away spoken of in 2 Thessalonians has happened. It involves religious lawlessness, a delusion, because those in the apostasy believe the lie and delight themselves with lawlessness. This lawlessness means that they have not received the spirit of Yahuwah, who circumcises our hearts with his Torah, in parentheses it has commandments, and they are not yet restored to the covenant, but rather are deluded. Human customs ensnare millions of people, benefiting swindlers who peddle the word of Yahuwah for profit, the rich merchants of Revelation 18. Most perceive that the scriptures teach we will see God and Jesus seated at his right hand. 2 seats? Misunderstanding the Hebraism right hand is the problem, right? It's an idiom. It simply means authority or power, not literally on the right side of someone. Idioms are not to be taken literally. These kinds of issues don't affect our eternity, but they impede our understanding, right? That definitely does, right? Because you hear people saying, I saw him and he's sitting on the right hand. Yes. Wait a minute, don't start. Help her with something so she's not screaming. Get some fruit, baby girl. Or
Cherries in there.
it's cherries. You don't want cherries?
Yeah, and I want pineapples.
Like there's not
Pineapples, yes, pineapples. There's some right there in that bowl. I put them in a bowl yesterday. They're nice and cold too. Give us some of those. Okay, Tootie, there's a whole array of different fruits all through that refrigerator. Just pick one, pick a couple. I don't really care. You want them in a smoothie? All right, give me a minute. I had to hurry up. I probably got like 10 minutes left anyway. Okay, let me read this again. Most perceive that the scriptures teach we will see God and Jesus on. Sorry, read too fast. Most perceive that the scriptures. Bella, what did you take?
Something for my juicing for when you're done, so I juice my stuff.
What did you take?
You know, something that's not going to belong to her. She is only okay. She just crying for no reason.
What is it? Is what I asked you. It's some. Open up the refrigerator. Open up the refrigerator. Right there in that storage bowl, that clear bowl on the top shelf. You see that? Cold pineapples. I know that's what I just said, right? If she needs to verify what's in that is the same thing that's in that, open it so she can see it. Okay. Bella. See, it's time to go, y'all. It's time to go.
It's pineapple.
Look. Move, girl. Most perceive that the scriptures teach we will see God and Jesus seated on his right hand. 2 seats? Misunderstanding the Hebraism right hand is the problem. It's an idiom. Bella, I'm about to get up and I'm going to take you upstairs myself. Stop it. It's not that serious. Misunderstanding the Hebraism right hand is the problem. It's an idiom. It simply means authority or power, not literally on the right side of someone. Idioms are not to be taken literally. These kinds of issues don't affect our eternity, but they impede our understanding. Remember the thief on the stake who died next to Yahusha didn't have all his dogma worked out in every detail, but he had enough love, kindness, and sought justice and accepted his penalty, while the other thief was making a joke, inviting Yahusha to do something to rescue them all. Yahusha was doing something to rescue. That's garbage, right? He said he was doing something to rescue all of mankind, right? But if we clearly go back and see, we're not going to get into all of it because we really don't have the time today. Right? Okay. In all our struggles to understand these things, we must keep focused on love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. We must love one another and the truth. We must love one another and the truth and love our enemies. Scripture also, hold on, y'all. We're going to skip over this whole next section because there's a whole bunch of stuff that we clearly already know is being mixed together. That's
Them scribes.
yeah, I know Shamar, right? He said them scribes is everywhere throughout that book. Yeah, see, this is talking about human sacrifice, right? Which clearly we talk about this all the time. This whole next.
Animal sacrifice is the same thing.
Yeah. I'll pick up right here. Yes.
I bet you did. If the animals started to talk again, they wouldn't eat them.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't. The Torah becomes our way of life and wells up into unending rivers of living water, the eternal commandments of life. If we have his seed, which is the commandment within us, we have the true life and are children of Yahuwah, children of light. Yes. And we're going to pause right here, y'all. That was the last sentence I'm going to read today. We're going to stop right here. We'll pick this back up with Constantine, change the times in the Torah. Because it just goes into all of that now. So, plus my background is becoming a bit much right now. So we're going to kill it right here for today. Bella, hold on one second. I'm done. Right? Okay, y'all. It is Monday. Happy Monday. It is June 28th. 2021, day 192 of year 3 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets. Another 3-year consecutive day count. It is day 861. We read Isaiah 22, 23, and 24, and we read Fossilized Customs, page 189 through page 185. Yes, Bella.
I hate that one. I want to play one.
Okay, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Okay, Bella, you realize it's going to taste the same, right?
No, she doesn't. She
I want cherries in it.
You want cherry? Okay, hold on. All right, listen. She want cherries with it. She can get cherries with it. Oh, wait. You talking about the fruit cups. Oh, I'm sorry.
Those are
No, they're not. I bought those for them. Those are not baby dolls. Is there some more in there? I forgot she wanted the... Is it in there? I'm sorry, y'all. This is so unprofessional. But if you've been here long enough, you know that this is just... It is what it is. No, your brothers must have ate them all. I'm sorry. She wanted the mixture of the fruit. Okay, I can hold on. I'm gonna make you a mixed fruit cup. Hold on. Then y'all just hate that y'all want to go to McDonald's. Y'all want to go to McDonald's? Like, I can make you McDonald's at home. She about to throw a fit. I'll make you the mixed cup. Okay. Yes, baby girl. Okay, y'all. Let's go ahead and do this blessing real quick. Yes.
No.
Hold on. See, I was just giving an example. I was not saying we can go to McDonald's. Absolutely not. Baby girl, absolutely not. Hey, chill. Okay, the blessing is found in Numbers chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. Remember, the first 21 verses of Numbers chapter 6 is the Nazirite vow. Man or woman can take it. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his son, saying, on this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, may Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon us and give us peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. All right, beautiful people. That's it. We got to go, right? Hold on. Uh-oh. All right, if there are no questions, I will see y'all back here tomorrow, bright and early, 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.